a person in a wheelchair should not be forced to go to the front desk to ask whether somebody is available to help them get into a swimming pool that people that are not in wheelchairs can easily access. You would agree with that, wouldn't you?
To the extent that scheduling of a portable lift, I think, is a reasonable thing. Just like a handicapped individual when they check into it. Let me answer your question, Mr. Rutherford.
Go ahead.
When a handicapped person checks into a motel, they're going to request a handicapped room. They are going to say, I would like handicapped facilities. Or if Mr. Whipper checks in and his handicapped grandmother is in the vehicle with him, he's going to ask, I will need a handicapped room for myself and my grandmother.
Yes, sir.
And we're delighted to provide those facilities, just like we'll be delighted to provide the facility of a lift to allow any person with a disability, if it's recognizable or not, to help them get into the pool. It's a reasonable thing.
Well, but what's reasonable to you and I who are capable may not be reasonable to those people that are in wheelchairs. Would you agree with that? So that person in a wheelchair who wants to get in that pool, why should they be forced to go and ask somebody at the front desk to take out their time in a small motel where maybe they're busy doing something else to come in and move this lift that maybe they don't know how to operate to put them into the swimming pool? The indignity of that alone, I think, is what the Justice Department is trying to fix. And so my question to you is, if we're serious about helping the hospitality industry, which I am, I would propose a tax credit to incentivize them to do this rather than them depending on us, the state government, trying to stop the federal government from doing something, which is going to happen anyway.
I would certainly join you in that resolution asking for the tax credit. I think there is validity in the argument that you have to look at this regulation through lenses of reasonableness. I think that it is not a large burden for me to pick up the phone or Mr. Whipper to pick up the phone and say, my grandmother's going to be enjoying the pool. Would you please make sure that there's a lift there available for? I think that's a reasonable thing. I don't think there's indignity there. I think that it certainly is a preferable thing to your description of having to be carried into the facility and carried out. I think, and there's nobody in the industry that would disagree with you, that we want to provide those facilities.